Hello, everybody. Paige Panzarello here, the Cash Flow Chick, and I'm having such a good time sharing some really cool stuff that's been happening and that has happened with me in my note investing career. As you all know, I am an investor that invests in non-performing notes. I have had the privilege of enjoying that for several years now, close to 7 out of my almost 25 years of real estate investing experience. 7 years, almost 7 years of which have been in the non-performing note space. And I am really excited to share some things. You all have heard me talk about notes, and you've all heard me talk about the workshop that I teach to help others to create their wealth destiny and learn about how to invest in non-performing notes and become the bank. And let me tell you, it's good to be the bank. And anyway, so you've heard me all talk about it. You've seen my posts about it, and you may have been on the fence because you didn't understand or you didn't have an example. So I wanted to share with you an example of one of the non-performing notes that had my favorite exit strategy happen, which means that I actually was able to work with a borrower that had life happen to them and get them to stay in their home and start reperforming on their mortgage. That is my favorite exit strategy. That's what I strive for. Every note that I buy, of course, that can't happen all the time, but it does happen often enough. And so I wanted to share this case study with you on something that happened with my own portfolio, just so you can see why I get so excited about being a note investor. Because again, I literally get to create chunks of cash and streams of monthly cash flow in the same vehicle. I get to create my own wealth destiny, and I get to help people doing all of that. So that's pretty cool. Not to mention the fact that I can do this business literally anywhere in the world, as long as I have a computer and a cell phone. So it is not location specific. And another bonus, here's another bonus, is that I do not spend any dollars marketing for my deals. They literally come to me in my inbox. I build relationships with asset managers that have assets for sale like this one you're about to see. And I don't have to spend any marketing dollars for deals. They literally come to my inbox because I've taken a little bit of time and gotten to know somebody. So pretty cool. That's why I love what I do. I'm not location specific. I'm in complete control. I become the bank, and I am the one that kind of steers the ship, so to speak. And I get to help people and make money doing it. So I wanted to share that with you. I want to share that one of these fun experiences that I've been fortunate enough to have in my own portfolio. So let me share my screen. Now, before I do this, I want to make sure that you are aware I am not under any circumstances guaranteeing this kind of return for you. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing that this kind of a return is going to happen over and over and over and over and over again. Though I will say that it does happen probably more often than you think. But under no circumstances am I guaranteeing any kind of return to you. I just wanted to be able to share with you some of the things that have happened in my own personal portfolio. Okay, that being said, let's share our screen here. Okay, so this is a note that was purchased on a property and secured by a collateral, the house that was in Richmond, Kentucky. Now, I will say, again, a note is basically just a promise to pay. In residential real estate notes, it is secured, the note is typically secured by the house. So I invest in first position, which means I am the first one to get paid. First position non-performing notes secured by the real estate. So we do a lot of evaluation on the actual property because that is the collateral that is securing our invested dollars, okay? So this particular property was owner occupied. We knew that through our good due diligence. We took good due diligence steps. Owner occupied, it was in Richmond, Kentucky. Last paid to date, this note was purchased in 2019. So the last paid to date was April of 2012. This family literally had not paid their mortgage in over 7 years. People say, oh my gosh, Paige, that's absolutely crazy. How can they do that? And the reason that that happens is oftentimes notes are sold to several different banks or hedge funds, and the borrower just waits for somebody to make a move, okay? We were the somebody to make a move. Okay, all in for this non-performing note. Now that means that between the purchase price and the workout costs, now we call workout costs are very similar to rehab dollars. So, but we're rehabbing paper, not property, okay? So our non-performing note, the cost of this note and our workout costs are all in was $49,252. Again, we acquired this in September of 2018. We didn't work it out until 2019. Forgive me, I made that little faux pas. So we acquired it in September of 2018. This property, because our good due diligence showed us, had been owner occupied since 1998. Now, my favorite exit strategy, I told you, is working with a borrower to stay in their home. Seeing that this family had been in this property for so long, I was pretty confident that they were going to want to stay if we could work out a deal and if they qualified, okay? LCB stands for legal collectible balance. So our legal collectible balance on this particular property was $95,000 and change. Their original interest rate was 10.99%. Now keep in mind that this property was worth $120,000, okay, give or take. So this family could have, by all intents and purposes, sold this property, put it up for sale, and paid us all the money that they owed us, and then put some money in their pocket. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted to stay. The reason that they went into a default initially is that the husband had a medical condition and he couldn't work for over 3 years. The borrowers were contacted after we bought this note, were contacted by our loss mitigation team. Now we use third-party servicing companies and loss mitigation. They are licensed debt collectors, so they know what they can and cannot say to our borrowers. They liaise, they're the middleman in between our borrowers and us, okay? So our loss mitigation team contacted the borrowers. Sure enough, they wanted to stay in their home. In March of 2019, we put in place not a permanent loan modification. Again, keep in mind, these borrowers had not paid for many years. So what we did is we put a trial payment plan, a TPP, in place for 6 months because we wanted to have them prove to us that they could make on-time monthly payments, okay? We generated a small chunk of cash, $1,000, as a kind of a good faith fee, because again, these borrowers had not been performing. So we required them, we gave them the option, a couple different options, one of which was to pay a deposit or a reinstatement fee or a good faith payment, whatever you want to call it, of $1,000. So we generated a little chunk of cash there. Now the borrower was very successful. We set them up to succeed, okay? They did their TPP payments 6 months at $708 a month. Now that $708 actually included a fee that we were going to have to pay on top of the monthly payment. So the monthly payment was $608, but we tacked on the $100 just for that 6-month term. Okay, so we cash flowed in the amount of $4,200 and change. Now this did not apply, again, remember this is a trial payment plan, so this was to the old balance. It did not apply to the new unpaid principal balance that we were going to put in place if they were successful. So the TPP was converted to a permanent loan modification as of October of 2019. What we did is we took the legal collectible balance, we took the arrearage that was due, we rolled it into the new UPB and we discounted it. So the new UPB after this trial payment plan, the borrower now we refied the loan basically, and the new principal balance was $87,500. We reduced their interest rate from 10.99% down to 8%, and we gave them an extended loan for 480 months. That's a 40-year term because that made the payment more manageable for them, okay? All right. So if you add all that together, the $1,000 deposit, the $4,248 plus $608.40 a month in monthly cash flow, for the first year alone, our expected cash-on-cash return for year one was 25.5%. Now, the amortization schedule, remember I told you that the regular monthly payment is $608. Of that $608, the amortization schedule showed that for the first 2 years, $580 a month is interest. That's pretty much pure profit to us, everybody. The borrower gets to keep their house, and we created a win-win. So this is my favorite exit strategy. We created a great situation. We brought the mortgage down to a manageable level for the borrower, and we get to generate chunks of cash and streams of monthly cash flow, you know, in the same investment vehicle while helping somebody to stay in their home. This is why, everybody, this is why I love investing in non-performing notes. I get to create my own wealth destiny, right? I get to be in control of my own wealth destiny. I get to help people stay in their home and create win-win situations day in and day out. Now, as you all know, I teach this. I like to pay it forward. I believe in collaboration over competition. I want to help people take control of their own financial destiny, their own wealth destiny. If you're interested in any of that information, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Go to cashflowchick.com and request some free information. I'm happy to send that to you. You can go, if you want to hear a little bit more, if you want to hear some videos, go to cashflowchick.com/free, and I will send you frequently asked questions about note investing. I will give you all of the basic information for free. Just go to cashflowchick.com/free, and I will send those out to you. If you want more information, again, sign up for the newsletter. I will send out a bunch of free information to you as well. Now, if you're interested in learning how to do this, as you know, I teach a workshop. Go to buildingwealthwithnotes.com. That's buildingwealthwithnotes.com, and you can sign up for the 3-day highly interactive, hands-on, virtual workshop that's coming up. We are in a unique position, everybody, that when you become the bank, because life happens every day to people, that just because they stop paying their mortgage doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means life happened to them. But if you're interested in learning how you can become the bank, how you can help people stay in their home, how you can generate chunks of cash and streams of monthly cash flow, how you can mitigate your risk, we have 23 different exit strategies, everybody. That's a huge cushion to be able to mitigate risk. And if you're interested in learning how to do any of this, all of this, please make sure you go to buildingwealthwithnotes.com. Sign up and save your spot. There are only 50 seats. There are not 51. Now, our last virtual workshop sold out. We had a waiting list. So you're going to get the benefit of a live and in-person workshop, but you get to do it from the comfort of your own home. So make sure you go to buildingwealthwithnotes.com, sign up for the 3-day workshop that's coming up, and start down the path of building your own financial future, building your own wealth destiny for you and your family. And hopefully you will be able to create these same win-win situations for yourself, your family, and your borrowers. I hope you'll join us. Look forward to seeing you then. Until next time, bye.